Don't you wanna love me, baby?
That's it. I'm just a concerned citizen.
Well, tell us a little bit more about that. What do you mean your own attorney? Like in terms of what?
I like to decipher contractual agreements so that I can negotiate opportunities for the collective, and also at the state level, at the municipal level, I have to decipher whether or not it's a deal that is worth our time, a deal that includes money, and we do have contractual agreements that are extremely explicit, and I include clauses. So I'm kind of like my own. I dreamed of the attorney narrative. I just haven't gone to law school or taken the bar.
Okay, well, that's awesome. It's all about being proactive. And I've heard people say, you can learn everything on YouTube. So I don't know, YouTube might help you too. All right, throw it to the next member, please.
All right, Gahnt.
Hey, Alicia.
Hey, Ella. Hey.
Have proven to be true. She's just a great personality, and she's the main reason why I'm a part of Sistahs Attune. And of course, I get to sing harmony. I get to work with other women, who are strong artists, and that whole experience. I get to sing harmony again, which I think did I mention I like to sing?
You did.
I get to lead. I get to lead on occasion and throw in some jazz. I'm like the jazz crazy person, I guess, in the group. So I always try to interject jazz as often as I can.
Yes, of course. And before we go any further, I gotta disclose something. I happen to know Gahnt, y'all. I've been knowing Gahnt, my stars, since Temple.
Oh, wow.
I did a radio show over there. Remember, a little radio show on a little public little station over there.
Yeah.
And so not only is it good to see you, but I also want to ask you how Leon is doing. Ella's husband, for those of you who don't know, is Leon Mitchell, a composer, writer, musician, just an everything awesome icon, legendary man in terms of jazz and pop. He has a rich history, and I can't wait until we get back into the building because we have got to get him down there. Ella was on the show earlier this year. And we had a good time. So how's Leon doing before we move to the next member of the collective?
Leon is doing pretty well. He's had some issues, but he's coming on the other side of those issues, and he's doing pretty well. He's hanging in. I'm trying to fatten him. He lost a lot of weight, so I'm trying to fatten him up.
Okay.
But what?
Well, that's all right. We just want him to be healthy. And that's all right. Gain a few pounds and worry about losing those pounds later. So please give him our love here at Philly Cam. And hopefully, you said in the pre-show that he's resting. Maybe he could pop in, hopefully.
I'm going to try to grab him. I'm going to try to grab him. Okay. I might have to put a shirt on him, though, because he's going to come in here with his underwear.
No, really.
I'm trying to avoid that.
Well, you know what? Maybe. I don't know. He's earned the right. Okay. All right.
So.
Yeah. All right. So, Ella, toss it to the next member of the collective, please.
Okay. I have to acknowledge the sister that has been with us for quite a while now. And she is also wonderful and a great harmonizer. And I'm talking about Michelle Ray.
Hey, Michelle.
Hello. First, I'm very honored to be part of this collective. I joined it in I think it was either February or March of 2019. My first performance with them was in April, actually on Easter Sunday.
Wow.
And I actually belong to a few women's groups that, work to empower each other, work to support each other. But when somebody had invited me to come hear Sistahs Attune at World Cafe Live, this was in December 2018. And I was just so impressed with the fact that they had the sisterhood and they had the music on top of that. Like, I was like, this is the best of both worlds. So when I saw I started following them from that night. And then when I saw the auditions, the post for the auditions, I said, I'm definitely going to, go out and check it out. And what I like about it, and definitely to Shekhinah's attribute, is just how compliant she is. She definitely, I'm telling you, she was definitely on it when she said she is her own attorney, because she is our attorney too.
Absolutely.
But I just appreciated how much commitment somebody took to running a nonprofit all by herself, really. I mean, I know that she's certainly had partners or investors, but to that day to day is all Shekhinah. And so I'm just thoroughly impressed with her professionalism. I'm impressed with her commitment to the cause, her commitment to finding these events for us to be able to come together and perform, down to the musicians. I mean everything. It's where I'm just absolutely joyful to be part of it, and then of course to meet Miss Ella, who until I met her, really didn't have any exposure to the Philadelphia jazz scene. So just to be able to be in her presence and just what do you say, touch the hem of her garment, just to be able to
yep,
is just
I'm in agreement with that.
Yeah, she is just extremely impressive, and just so wise. Just nothing that comes out of her mouth is not wise. You know what I mean? Like she just always dripping wisdom to me. And I my professional background is business analyst with Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield over here in Jersey. I think I'm the only one in Jersey.
And when I got there, I just automatically knew these ladies were nothing to be played with. I loved everything about them. And like Miss Ella, I am a sucker for harmony. I was raised that way. That's just what I do. I just love to blend voices, and it's just a thing of mine. So just to hear her say that and to see her function in the audition, to see Shekhinah function. She scared me a little at the audition, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
To see Michelle and her stoicism and how all three of them just work together, it just really made me feel like this is something I want to be a part of. And when I got the email that said welcome, I was absolutely floored. And very, very thankful, because I was like, this just to me was divine intervention. It just all worked out, and I was ready. I was ready to go.
Sweet.
That is it. That's me.
Okay.
Hey, I'm excited.
That sounds good. Yes, me too.
Soon, hopefully.
Yeah, well, maybe, at some point in the show here, if everybody wants to spit a little something, if you feel like you want to do that, think about that. So let's go to a break right now. Cool. Welcome back. This is Live Culture, Philly Cam's monthly live showcase of creative producers in Philadelphia. We have, on this particular episode, Sistahs Attune. I'm your host, Dr. Alicia Bullock. We are trying to keep this thing going, keep it grinding in the midst of this pandemic. And boy, that sure felt good. Pre-COVID. Describe that night. And who was in the band, please? Shekhinah, raise your hand. We'll tell everybody who's in the band. We got Shekhinah B, we got Gahnt, we got Monica, Fleurette, and Michelle Ray. Talk to us about that night. It seemed really, really exciting. And who was in the band on that? Who was the personnel on that night?
So we've had
if you can remember. Yeah.
I can remember. I believe it was musically directed by Marcel A. Bellinger. I call him Dr. B. And we had Chris Burton on keys, Allery Jr. on sax. We had either LeVar Burton on drums, Malik Chandler on drums. We had Darian Ebo on percussion. I'm trying to think, Bill Stewart at one time. We also had Warren Mobley, Jesus Christ, Buddha, SpongeBob, McGillicuddy, Mike, Tito, Jermaine. We don't have
Nice. Wow. Let's just take a moment and let that sink in, because later in the show, I want y'all to talk about what you think it's going to be like post-COVID. And but we'll get to that. So Shekhinah B, I told you we had something in common. Let's go Temple. I did my homework. So, but I did not look at what you studied. So tell us what you studied at Temple and why.
In my younger day, I studied political science. Because when I was at Temple, they didn't officially have a pre-law program, and that was going to be my transition to going to Temple Beasley School of Law, because that was the track that my mother wanted me to have, I wanted to have. I'm a law and order fanatic, so I said I'd be a great lawyer. I undergrad in also political science. My minor was in English, but I studied Hebrew. So I chose not to go into politics or to go into law. I decided to go into the next best thing, philanthropy and music. So,
okay.
Although I was formally trained in music, I enjoyed studying those things because it helps to read contracts, political science.
Yes. Okay, political science. Wow. And you study Hebrew. I tried to study biblical Hebrew. You hear try to get my but I'm finding that even in this day, it's hard to find places where you can learn biblical Hebrew, which is really interesting. We'll have to talk about that another time. Hebrew, I love the language. I have a friend that... I went to a poetry reading once in Hebrew, and the language, it sounds like music to me. Is that why you chose to study Hebrew?
No, I studied it because I was a Hebrew Israelite, so that was a requirement.
Oh,
and
It's to me, it's as musical, like French has this musical flair to it to me, and Hebrew, I feel the same way about it. All right, cool beans. So let's move on and talk a little bit more about your brand. And your website is very nice, by the way. Throw people your website information really fast. Oh, wait, I don't know if we have to do that. That's the thing we got to do in radio. Y'all got to remember, I'm adjusting for radio too. The TV, I think Sergio will probably put that up. But go ahead and tell people anyway. What's your website?
WCE.org right behind me.
Right on. You right on it. Okay, so talk to us about your... Absolutely, and thank God for Ray Charles and Q for bringing the music piece, right? Even in jazz, and how many artists, and Ella knows about this, how many jazz artists, struggling to have proper health care, and sometimes when they pass away had no insurance. So that's awesome. That's an awesome feat. Okay. All right, before we take another little short break, I want to go back to you, Michelle, because you said you were in a band. Talk to us a little bit about that band, and what do you do in the band?
So the band is, it's called the Be Smooth, band, and we are actually a cover tunes band, but we're working on some original material. I am the only vocalist, which can be a challenge at times, but I have fun. And I'm also the only woman, so.
Oh, awesome! Yay!
That's another whole conversation there.
Right.
And I'm pretty much try to get the bookings where we have some, before COVID anyway, you know, where also we were gaining some exposure in New Jersey, which was a great thing. But they actually come from all walks of life also. And
your project. And then I want to go to Monica, and I want you to tell us about what you bring to the collective. And then Shekhinah B, I'm coming back to you, okay? So in that order, we're going to do Ella, we're going to talk to Michelle, and Shekhinah B, I'm coming back to you because I got another question, as they say in London. They don't say question, they say question. All right, so we'll be right back after this clip, and thank y'all for listening and for watching, okay? All right, Sergio, you got it. We are television and radio, so go to phillycam.org, get involved. We will be reopening soon, so check the website, renew your memberships, and the building will be opening soon. All the protocols and everything you need to know are right there, okay? I am with Sistahs Attune, and I am so delighted to be here because Live Culture has always been a show that curated wonderful, wonderful talent here. And they got a lot of digital media shows going on. And you could be a part of a live audience. So when we do get back to opening the building, be a part of Live Culture. And speaking of local artists, this painting that I have behind me here, this was a gift from one of the members who has moved. He now lives in South Jersey, and we know that that's where Michelle lives. He lives in South Jersey. I don't know what part of Jersey you live in, Michelle. But his name is Matt Harmon. And so we got local artists. We got all kinds of talent. So get involved. That's the point that I want to make, okay? So back to my sisters with Sistahs Attune. I'm having so much fun, y'all. I am. And we're running out of time. All right, so I got to hurry up. Hurry up. Okay, so Ella, I want to come to you. That was when I see those moments, because you know live music is our thing, right? Live music is everybody's thing here, but I really, really love it. describe that experience. What was that night like? And then talk to us a little bit about your project, please.
The one joy I have being a part of Sistahs Attune is the harmony, and I get to share, and I get to also bring out some of the jazz pieces that I love. I Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a big fan of Diane Reeves, and she has some incredible songs, but they're also very challenging because she, I believe, is first and foremost a jazz vocalist. They sometimes call her the heir apparent. Is a good way. And then virtual concerts, that's what everybody's been doing, like what we're doing here. Where, but it's a little trickier when we're trying to sing as in different locations because the syncing is not perfect. So it's just trying to find new ways of performing, and it looks like a virtual concerts is going to be the thing, for a while, at least until we find, at least until they come up with a vaccine or a safe vaccine, and that's another whole conversation.
As a whole other show, exactly.
Yeah. So it's for me. When I do my jazz gigs, I work with some of the greatest guys, and those are the guys that I miss the most. Aaron Graves on piano, Lisa, Harry Butchreed on drums, and every so often when we do certain projects with Sistahs Attune, I get to drag them into it. But so that is probably what I miss the most, working with. And I think he's sneaking in here.
Yay! Come on, Leon!
Come on in.
Come on, Leon! Press! I mean, we would love to see her. Wow, this is historic, Darius! Oh! Yes, I am fanning out, Leon! Oh, I'm fanning out. Hey! Mwah. This is historic. That's Leon Mitchell. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Leon Mitchell. Hi, good to see you. Love you, brother. Love you. Awesome.
Oh, yes, there is. There's a lot of history in Leon Mitchell.
A whole bunch. Good to see you. Hey, there you are. Hi. Hey, much love, brother. Much love.
How you doing?
Awesome. Thank you. How you doing? Good to see you, man. Welcome home. Glad you home. Yeah. Nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit you up on your Facebook account. Wait, Leon always did he hear me? He gonna be like, "What's Facebook?" He don't do none of that, right? He don't do no Facebook, none of that. He still ain't doing it.
Facebook. You don't do Facebook.
I don't do
He ain't do
Facebook. Oh, it's Facebook.
That's right. Spacebook. Thank you so much. What a treat. What a treat on Live Culture. Yay, Leon Mitchell. Wow. Awesome. All right. So, hey.
You wanna try? Come on.
Monica, and then Michelle. I got a few questions for y'all, okay? So we're just going to rapid fire. All right, you ready? Shekhinah, we're going to start with you. What's your sign?
Gemini.
Ella.
Oh, Taurus.
Virgo.
No boy.
Uh-huh. All right, what's your favorite food? Go. Leo, go. Favorite food, Shekhinah.
Like macaroni and cheese and candy yams.
Ella.
A good salad with all kind of stuff in it that's colorful. Vegetarian.
Michelle.
Soul and seafood.
Soul and seafood. And Monica.
Pizza. Plain pizza. All the way.
All right. What's your favorite song? Let's go in reverse order. Michelle, you're up first. Favorite song?
Oh my God. Angel.
Angel by Anita Baker. All right. Monica. Oh, yeah. Monica, favorite song?
Ooh,
that's a good one. Who made that? Who's that by?
anything by Prince.
Anything by Prince. All right, Ella, favorite song?
More Love by Al Jarreau.
And Shekhinah B, favorite song?
Don't You Know No Good by Martin.
All right, that sounds good. Okay, so you ready? What was your last concert that you went to? Your last concert, Shekhinah, before the pandemic?
Before the pandemic? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you.
Don't remember? Ella, well, what was your last movie? What was your last event before the pandemic?
Oh, Aloft.
Aloft? Know about the future of Sistahs Attune. What kind of things are you planning? I know nothing is etched in stone, but Shekhinah, what kind of things are you planning? And what do you need people to do to help you to make this thing happen? Because once again, folks can just go to your website and see that you have many projects that, involve the community. But what can people do to help you? And what is your vision post-COVID? I know that's a loaded question.
Higher visibility, so people sharing the events that we're doing as a result of COVID and post-COVID, having more educational content accessible virtually. So the Art Economic Empowerment piece will expand on that throughout the year, which is an interactive webinar for artists to learn how to maximize their earning potentials and be more business-minded.
Mm-hmm.
We're also trying to have another webinar that will include for artists to learn how to get their digital and mechanical keys, because that's the kind that artists typically don't have. They don't know how to maximize their music society access, where they're developing their own catalogs. And then talking about royalties and not infringing on the copyrights of others that we're covering. So also putting through that other artist's music so that they can get royalties when we cover their stuff.
Okay.
More conscious and developing better financial practices, being more practical in terms of their overall career. So not in dispelling the struggling artist narrative. We want people to know that
Yes.
we are going to do virtual concerts, performances in the future. We just need to have the right space, time, and availability. We thank you so much, Philly Cam, and we would like to partner with you guys in the future. And we love that you were able to interview us, Dr. Alicia. We love you so much for
Love you
what
back.
you've done. Appreciate you guys.
Love you back. Yeah, love you back. Love you back. Love you too. And